Welcome back. Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 69, 70, 71, 72 Carryover League. We got the 1969 box open again. We're going to take a peek at the American League Midwest, where we see two arrows pointing in two directions. We see, of the four teams, the stars are rising in Minnesota and in Kansas City, and they're really struggling in the White Sox and Milwaukee. And here are the four teams. We're going to start with Milwaukee here. Now, Milwaukee, Paul Edmondson is featured on the cover of Milwaukee, and that's to let me know that this is the last chance I can get Paul Edmondson in the league. And it's also a great reason to get Paul Edmondson in the league, as he's actually a pretty good pitcher. And the White Sox lose two right-handed starting pitchers, Richard Dotson and Jay Tibbs, which is great. So Edmondson can slide into one of those roles, and that means that I push more talent into the future in 70, 71, and 72 by taking a guy on his last go in 69. They also, as we open their stack up here, they have lost Harold Baines, Phil Bradley, Barbaro Garbe, George Orta, Jack Bacante, Greg Walker. And they weren't very good. That's a lot of guys to lose. So, these guys are already present. Jim LaFay, who wasn't really doing much. The Gale Hopkins, Dwayne Josephson catching platoon. And Bill Melton. So, that's their current core, which isn't a whole lot. We're taking Edmondson, so it's a question of can we find one more guy? And when we look at the very top, Walt Williams would seem to be the guy. He's an corner outfielder, doesn't have power or speed, and he hit, what, 295 here? 304. Yeah, he hit 304, and that's about it. Doesn't have a high on-base percentage, doesn't have power, doesn't have speed, can hit and run. I guess he would replace... The losing left-handed. Well, he could replace Phil Bradley, but Bradley played center field. This guy can. In the corners, they had Harold Baines. They had Orta, Walker at first base. So it's not a smooth fit, but Walt Williams is at least a 300 hitting outfielder. So that does have value, of course. So Williams has value. It's just that he's not us. I mean, if they could trade Williams to a team who's looking for this guy, that would be even better. Joel Horland could be the other pitcher to go with Edmondson. If you recall, Edmondson had the 410 card, right? And then Horland has the next available card based on ERA, the 510 card. And he also went on the rotation with 378 ERA. So, basically, I think Edmondson and Horland have more value than Walt Williams. And then there's Billy Wynn, the pitcher after that, the 610 guy, who had a 405 ERA. So obviously Billy Wynn is the odd man out based on ERA. And I think it's going to be Edmondson and Horland. Williams is good, but maybe the White Sox would be smart and offer him up in a trade. So we'll put the White Sox back together. It's not looking good for the White Sox, I got to say right now. It's going to take some time before they get some time. But for this next team, time is happening fast. The expansion Royals are really progressing at the speed of light here, and we've already looked ahead in the Eliminating the Royals video and saw that John Mayberry is going to be on the team, Roger Nelson, Paul Shaw, Cookie Rojas. They're going to have a really good nucleus on this not this Roger Nelson. They're going to have a really good nucleus on this Kansas City team that already has Freddie Patek, Bob Oliver, Amos Otis. See, Amos Otis here didn't have a card in 69. I made this one out of a nameless card, you see. Ron Swoboda, Mike Heedland. So, not this Nelson. This is actually a good card, but he has a better card than this, with a 331 ERA. Mike Fiore, that's an auto on base right there. And a 3E20. And he can even not be a liability against lefties. That's a fun card right there. 274. This is the type of card that drives opponents crazy because he walks. 84 walks and 339 at bats. That's how you win in Strat, getting on base percentage. And Bill Butler. He's okay. So they don't have a lot here in 1969, but it would seem that Fiore at first base, they're going to have John Mayberry though. So again, it's not a good match for a team. This is who they lose. Bruce Bochy, who didn't do very much. George Brett is gone, and Paul Shaw will be the third baseman until Brett becomes a rookie in 1974, I believe. Ana Concepcion, no big loss. Ken Phelps, not really a big loss. Frank White, but Cookie Rojas replaces him. Charlie Leibrandt, nothing much there. DePino and Quisenberry. So really, it's the back end of the bullpen, and Roger Nelson takes one of those. The lefty reliever to replace DePino, and again, Bill Butler. I mean, he's just not good enough to do that. So they're gonna have to figure something out. Kansas City. Most of the farm system is up in 70, 71, and 72, but this is their expansion year, and it's not there. It's just not there. All right, the Milwaukee Brewers. All right. Well, guess what? You don't have the rights to Don Sutton, or you're going to trade the rights to Don Sutton to the Dodgers and get a lot in return. Milwaukee loses 5 hitters. They lose Deion James, Ben Ogilvy, Tim Raines, who is playing second base more than the outfield, Tim Wallach, Robin Yount. They're going to trade Sutton for a haul of players. Bob McClure, who was in the rotation instead of the bullpen, and Bob Alchinko. So really, 2 left-handed pitchers are gone. And of course, Yount is gone. Roof is on the team, and he's not very good either. McNertney is actually okay on the team. Tommy Harper is very good, and Ted Savage is very good. So let's see if any of these guys... Well, Steve Hovley. Well, yeah, doesn't have power. He's okay. 277 hitter. He's okay. He could replace the Ben Ogilvy role in this team, or he can replace the Deion James role in this team. So there's one guy, and yeah, that's all they really have here, and whatever they can get in the Don Sutton trade. And lastly, the hottest team in the division, and a team that is trying to make a World Series run, the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins, but listen to this cast they lose. Dave Anderson, not much. Chris Bando had a great year. Dan Gladden, Kent Urbick, Kirby Puckett, Frank Viola, Jack Morris, and Mike Stanton. That's a lot of talent from 1984 they lost. And when you look here in the farm system, there's nobody there. You pushed everybody into the lineup. These are all Mitterwald. These are all current players. Mitterwald, Cardenet, Carew, Perry, and Stan Williams. There's nobody here, and you need to trade to get, wow, you need to trade to get Bert Blyleven off of Portland, which is what they're going to try and do in the offseason. So Minnesota, they're going to have to figure out how to do this. In 1969, they're just going to have to get a couple scrubs to be the 19th and 20th best player on the Twin team and focus on 70, 71, and 72. I think the reason why you don't see anybody good in 69 is because they're already on the Twins. There's 6 good 69 cards currently on the Minnesota Twin roster. That's why you don't see them here. And that's the story from the American League Midwest Division, a very interesting division. And so much more interesting because the Twins and Royals aren't in the same division with the Oakland A's anymore in that old American League West. So now there's a clearer path to the postseason for those teams, where originally there were not. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We'll see you again next time.